Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So if you guys have watched my last 5 videos, you will know that I haven't posted in I want to say almost a year. So the last time I posted we were in lockdown here in Melbourne where I live. And we are still actually in lockdown technically, but we've had some good news today. We have been told that we are going to be coming out of lockdown in a few days, and so I'm in a really good mood because it's just lifted my spirits, and so I'm going to do a video today. Now this video is going to be I guess a bit of a mix-up, mish-up, whatever you want to call it. Some products are brand new to me, I've never tried. Some of them I have, I guess, had a play with, swatched them, maybe used them once, but I wanted to give you my thoughts on them as well. And so I've got a real mixed bag of things to try for you today, and that includes I purchased the Huda Beauty Glowish bronzer, so that's what it looks like there. I've also got the Tatcha, the silk powder. I've had the Tatcha, the silk canvas primer, the sort of putty like one, and that's incredible, love that. So I've heard this is really good for dry skin, which of course I have, so we'll see how that goes. I've also got the Milk Hydro Grip, the cult kind of product from them, I suppose. We actually only got this in Australia like, I don't know, a month ago. It only launched at Sephora like, you know, weeks ago. So we haven't had this forever and ever in Oz, unlike you guys overseas in the US have. So Milk as a brand is completely new to me as well. I don't really know much about them, except it's from, I think, Milk Makeup Studios is, I think, obviously the company behind the brand, but otherwise I've never tried anything from Milk prior to it launching here in Oz. I did actually, now that I'm on the topic, I did buy the Milk moisturizer as well, but I have had that I guess since Milk launched here in Oz, because we were actually, I think, let out of our many lockdowns, one of them, we were let out of it, and so I went out to the retail shops and masked up and everything, and actually purchased this right before we also went into another lockdown. So if you know much about Melbourne, you would know that we are now, used to be the world's most livable city, and now I think we're like the city that's been locked down the most out of the entire world. So anyway, but I do really love this one. It's great for my really dry as a desert skin. So if you've got very dehydrated skin like me, itchy, flaky, red, then I definitely recommend this one. It's vegan, cruelty-free. It's also scent-free too, so there's no sort of irritating smell about it too if your skin is sensitive to smells. And then I also have, to go with the Huda Beauty Glowish bronzer, I picked up the Glowish Multi-Dew Skin Tint as well. That's what it looks like there. And I've also got something from Danessa Myricks, who I have never tried before. I am familiar with her brand, it's all over Instagram, but I've got one of her Colorfix, what are they, like, I don't know, Colorfix tubes. So this is a neon matte colour, so you can see it there. This is the shade Bubblegum, and I'm really eager to give this a go because she just makes the most incredible like formulas and colours and shade ranges. She's got like metallic versions of these, matte versions obviously. I think there's also like what she calls a foil version as well. So yeah, really curious about that one. I've also got some brow products from Kosas to try. I've heard good things about the brand in general. Again, they are newer to Australia, I want to say. And I have got the AirBrow here. and the Brow Pop, I don't know, micro pencil, brow pencil as well. I've probably had these for, I don't know, 2 months maybe, so again, they're not really brand new products anymore, but they're new to me. Same with the Pink Religion collection from Jeffree Star. That's what it looks like there. That's the eyeshadow palette. So I've also got that to try as well. And I also picked up when that collection launched. It still launched fairly recently, I think 2 collections ago. So he's just dropped the Weirdo collection, and the one before that was like a fall, I can't remember what it was called, but I'll post it here if I can find a picture of it. It was like a sort of orangey themed fall, autumn, winter, pumpkin-y style collection, I suppose. I didn't grab that one either, but this one launched just before those 2 did. And I also picked up the Sacred Glass highlighter as well from Jeffree in that collection. That's what it looks like there. And I also picked up some of the new, I think they're called Velvet Trap. Velvet Trap lipsticks. That's what they look like there. So it's like this fluoro neon pink sort of velvety packaging, really awesome. And I think that is everything. That is, I guess, either newer to the market or new to me. Well, as I said before, a mix of the 2. So yeah, if you guys want to see me, you know, play with these things and want to know my thoughts, definitely keep watching and stay tuned. Alright, so what I'm gonna do first is I'm actually gonna just use my absolute favourite ever on the planet, the Dr. Dennis Gross Hyaluronic Marine Collagen lip cushion. So this is my 2nd tube of this already. I'll show you what it looks like. That's the tip looks like there. And it's like a white cream, so it's not sticky, it's not a gloss. So that's the best way that I can describe it. It doesn't have a scent either. It's not like, it doesn't give you lips that like tingly, cinnamony sensation either. It's not like a plumper like that, but it definitely does like round off your lips, if that makes sense, and I guess fill in any, you know, lines or gaps, if that makes sense, and it just makes your lips so much more smoother and of course hydrated, but it really does work. Okay, so next up I'm going to use the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. This is my absolute first ever time using this, so I'm looking forward to getting it on my face and trying it, because I just keep hearing so many good things about it. Everyone says how, you know, it's sort of goes sticky, so it really becomes tacky and is a great base for things to stick to, and great at prolonging your wear of your makeup. I do have the box here for anyone who is interested in what it says. So that's what the box looks like. And then it basically says, Longwear Gel Makeup Primer hydrates with hemp-derived cannabis seed extract. I'm guessing that's why it's green. And grips makeup with blue agave extract. It does say here, aloe water, sweet cherry, hyaluronic acid, and B vitamins boost skin for a healthier looking base. It is oil-free, silicone-free. The clear formula works across all skin tones and types. Directions, it just says pump 1 to 2 shots of primer on the back of your hand. Blend a thin layer onto clean skin before makeup. Application, allow formula 1 minute to fully absorb to activate grip for all day hold. So that's what they mean by the sort of sticky base that it turns into. Yeah, I think that's it. Again, vegan, cruelty-free, which I think all Milk makeup is vegan, cruelty-free, correct me if I'm wrong. And this particular product is made in Italy. All right, so that's the pump there. And I'm just gonna squirt it on the back of my hand like they said. Once it comes out. Oh, it's actually clear. Okay, so I didn't realise it's actually clear. It's not green. I just thought it was green. It's the bottle that's green. So there you go, if you didn't know that. All right, so I might have still squirted out a bit too much of this. Just going to apply it with my finger and then rub it in with my hands. It feels cooling, but I'm not sure if that's just me because I feel a bit warm or if it actually has a cooling effect. It doesn't, there's no smell either, by the way, if you're curious. It's not scented, which is good. So it feels quite, I guess, not greasy, but slippy to begin with on my face. And as I'm rubbing it in, I'll do what they say. I'll give it a minute to sort of get, I can already feel it now as I'm rubbing and rubbing. It's getting sticky and tacky. It's doing what they say, which is what I expect. So my cheeks and chin, I can feel it. It's all tacky now, which is great. And my forehead's tacky. Okay, we are cooking with gas. Great. So what I'm going to do now is actually do eyes first, just in case I do get any fallout from the Jeffree Star eyeshadow palette. I can just wipe it away really easily because I haven't done, obviously, my foundation and concealer first. So I'm going to zoom you in and we'll get started. All right, so just going over the Jeffree Star eyeshadow palette again. This is what it looks like. So there's 18 shades there. So starting off first, I'm actually going to do some swatches for you of the Jeffree Star Pink Religion eyeshadow palette and the highlighter trio as well. So this was what, again, the eyeshadow palette looks like. So there's 18 shades there, and it's a mix of mattes and metallics, it looks like. Yeah, mattes and metallics. And what I'll do now is I'll just insert a video of me swatching it on my arm for you so you can see everything close up and all the textures and different colours. So I'll just read out the names of the shades as well. So from left to right and top to bottom, we have Princess Crown, Saint Star, Frosting Cult, I think it is. Pink Religion, which actually looks like a mauvey purpley shade to me, at least in the palette. Strawberry Youth, Sugar Saviour, Prom Night, Diva, Lollipop Luxury, Jeffree's World, Candy Cathedral, Pink Fever, Beauty Killer, Holy Fire, Fashion Faith, Handbag Queen, Dollhouse Lane, and the last one is Vatican Vanity. That's all the swatches there and the names for you and the different finishes and textures. Next up, we'll swatch the highlighter trio, which is called Sacred Glass. That's again what it looks like there. So this is, it didn't have a sort of a box, but it did come in like a sleeve. That's what the packaging looks like there. On the sleeve it says, tune your face with just one swipe, rich and decadent, drenched in glitz, so blinding it hurts. And he's actually got here, beauty tip, finger application suggested, tap on for blinding filter finish. And it says it's made in Italy. Again, cruelty-free as well. Jeffree Star, I think the whole brand is cruelty-free, correct me if I'm wrong. And this is actually a, what they call a baked gelée formula of highlight. So if you guys watch Tara Babies and Michelle Wong, you would know what baked gelée is because they talk about that formula all the time. But just in case you don't, basically it's a different formula of highlighter and it's a lot stiffer as well. So that's why he has recommended you use your finger, I guess, or if you didn't want to do that, you could use a stiff brush because that allows you to obviously pick up the product better because it is a stiffer, I guess, harder pressed product or formula. So onto swatches. The three shades are Pearly Gates, Pink Purity, and the Glass Slipper. And again, I'll just insert a video of those swatches for you. So again, that was the Sacred Glass highlighter. Okay, so I don't have a new eye primer or a new concealer, but staying with the Jeffree Star theme, I am going to use his concealer today to conceal and prime. So this is the Magic Star concealer, and it has a little star on the top there as well, which really hurts, by the way. If you pick that up the wrong way or jab yourself with it, it hurts, just to let you know. This is the shade C14 if you're interested, or if you're a similar skin tone to me, it should work for you. So it's like a really nice kind of yellowy undertone colour. I always go for, personally, any foundation or concealer with a yellow based undertone because yellow helps to correct my red cheeks and red skin. So that's what the applicator looks like there. I guess it's like a little doe foot. So I'm just applying that any which way and blending that out with my beauty blender. So this is not new to the market or new to me. I have had this concealer for a while and I do love it. It has great staying power, great consistency, very full coverage, knowing Jeffree. And I have to say, it does still crease on me, but not nearly as much as like my other more, I guess, sort of emollient-y type concealers. Okay, that's blended out. So now for the fun stuff. Okay, so next up, I'm going to use the Danessa Myricks Colorfix Neon Matte tube. And again, that's the shade Bubblegum that I've got. So it's this really, really bright, as you can see, sort of neon pastel-y bubblegum pink colour. I am going to just go in with my finger for this one because I want to see what the texture is like on my fingers. So I'm just going to start with the tiniest bit first. That's a swatch of it on my hand. Don't know if the camera's going to actually pick up the colour that I'm seeing here. Blend it out a bit so you can see it a bit better. So it's really bright, really fun. Definitely, you know, if you were going to like a music festival, this would be really cool to wear. So I'm just going to tap that on and then sort of blend it out with my finger a bit. It's okay if it sort of gets everywhere, I'm just going to clean it up anyway later. So as I'm putting it on, it's definitely like drying down, obviously matte, and quite quickly too. So you do need to work quite quickly with it, but the colour payoff is incredible. Again, I'm not sure how much you will be able to see what I'm seeing because of my camera, but yes, it doesn't lose any pigment as you start blending and applying. It's still staying very strong. And I'm actually starting to layer it up a bit now too. So this is like my third layer, I think. So I'm applying it, letting it dry, and then applying it again for maximum impact. And it's layering really well. But as I said, you do have to blend quite quickly with these because there's not a lot of playtime. Okay, moving on to the other eye. And again, if it's okay if it sort of gets anywhere that I don't want it to, I'll just clean it up with a makeup wipe. I'm just trying to get it on the eye and get it, I guess, semi-blended with my finger before I go in with anything else on the top. Okay, so first impression, Danessa Myricks means business. She does not mess around. As I said before, these Colorfix creams are intensely pigmented, dry really fast, as I said before, and they're buildable as well. They build really well, they layer really well. So I'm just going to clean up the mess I made with a makeup wipe. Hopefully it comes off pretty easily. Yep, it does. I'm just going to clean up where I don't want it on my eyes there. Okay, so this is what I am left with. Now, so what you didn't see was I did keep applying layer after layer just to see how many layers I could get on before it started to sort of, I guess, break up and go a bit weird. It definitely was a bit tricky to kind of build it up to like an opaque kind of look because I found that if I didn't let it dry completely, as I kept adding layer after layer, it would kind of break up the layer underneath that layer, if that makes sense. So to get it really, really opaque, I almost had to apply a layer, close my eyes, let it dry completely matte, and then go in with another layer after that. Because I found that if I just leave my eyes semi-open while I'm doing it, yes, I was starting to get a bit of creasing, and it was starting to break up because obviously I'm blinking, and that's what humans do, we blink. And I have a slightly hooded eye as well, which I guess isn't helping things either. Again, definitely very, very bright, very neon. The colour is true to what it looks like in the tube, which I'm happy about, because sometimes you can buy things that look like one colour in the tube or the pan, and then you put them on and it's a totally different colour than what you expected. So that's good. Alright, so moving on, I'm going to go in now with the Jeffree Star eyeshadow palette. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but the Danessa Myricks Colorfix is definitely set now. I can feel it set. So I am going to use today, I think I'm going to go in with Sugar Savior first of all, which is this kind of muted pink tone, pink palette, pink tone there. This is a MAC 224 sort of fluffy brush. Just gonna start blending the edges and adding a little bit of depth to the crease. That colour's obviously a few shades darker than the neon base. Okay, so next up I'm going to use, I think this colour's calling my name, Candy Cathedral. So this like metallic-y pink shade here. And I'm just going to use that on my finger as well. And just tap it on that Danessa Myricks base all over the eyelid. Same on the other side. Just tapping that colour on the lid with my finger. Okay, so here's where we're at so far. I've just taken, again, the shade Sugar Savior in the crease for a bit of depth. And then I've just placed Candy Cathedral all over the eyelid, and that's where we're at now. Okay, so next I'm going to move on to the face. And this again is the Huda Beauty Glowish Multi-Dew Skin Tint. And I've got the box here as well. So the box says, dewy glow, healthy looking skin, fragrance free. Directions, wear alone for an all over healthy glow. Apply to center of face and blend outward. Add to your favorite foundation to boost luminosity. And then it just says here on the box as well, Glowish, pronounced Glowish, is the love child of Huda Beauty and Wishful, where flawless finish intersects with skin caring ingredients for the ultimate glow up. That's what the box looks like there. And I have the shade 02 Fair Light. So I'm just going to put it again on the back of my hand. That's probably enough to start with. That's what it looks like blended out a bit, so you can see the colour and the tone of that shade. And again, just going to tap it on my face with my fingers. I like using my fingers for most things. I think they're the best tools we have when it comes to applying makeup. Okay, and I'm going to blend that out with my Sigma flat kabuki brush, F80 I think it is, yep, F80. Just going to make sure I take it under my chin here as well. And always remember your ears as well if you're not going to cover your ears with your hair, because they're a dead giveaway that you haven't blended properly. I'm sure we've all done that and been there before. I know I have. Okay, so that's the finish of the Huda Beauty. So far it's blended in well. It definitely is sheeny and glowy, as she says. Not obviously full coverage. It's, I don't know, light to medium, I suppose. It has dried down. It doesn't still feel like greasy or on the skin, or it's not like remaining, you know, greasy feeling. It does feel like actually matte. So it's quite a dry formula when it sinks into your skin and dries down, which is good. But I can definitely see like all this sort of glowy, sheeny reflection here in the viewfinder. It has, I guess, stuck to my dry, flaky skin though. That's always a good test for me. If it actually shows my texture and dryness, and I can actually see that, yes, it has, I guess, adhered to those dry areas of my cheeks. I don't know if you guys can see, but all my foundations do that. My skin is just so dry and so parched. No matter what moisturizer I use or what skincare routine I use, you know, my face just drinks up the product and then goes dry again straight away. So I'm used to that. And that's why I love that Chanel Perfection Lumiere Velvet, it's called, foundation. I'll pop it up here for you guys. I'm always harping on about it. It basically doesn't matter what season it is, you know, if I put it on my face, it sinks into my skin beautifully and doesn't show up texture, doesn't, you know, attach itself to my dry patches. It just looks absolutely, yeah, velvety and flawless, and I love it. I think it's my favourite foundation ever. I can't believe it's a big call. That's a big call, I know, but I think it's definitely up there with my favourite foundations of all time. So moving on to concealer next. So again, that was the Jeffree Star Magic Star Concealer that I have here. Not new to the market, not new to me either. I've had it for quite a while, but I do really enjoy this one. So I'm just going to apply that pretty much everywhere, under the eyes, sides of the nose. And chin. Just going to blend that out with my beauty blender. I grabbed a pink one today to match the pink theme of today's review and demo. Okay, concealer is blended, and now I'm going to move on to some powder. So for powder today, as I said earlier, I have the Tatcha, the Silk Powder. That's what it looks like. And then on the inside of it, it has this like sort of sifter thing there. So I'm just going to tap that into the lid. And this is the, is it a shade? It just says, no, it's not. It just says Radiant Translucent Setting Powder. Made in Japan it is, that one. Oh, I have the box here too for that as well. So that's what the box looks like. And it just says, a talc-free translucent setting powder with a radiant finish that blurs while cocooning skin from pollutants and blue light. And the box also says non-comedogenic, non-irritating, non-sensitizing, dermatologist tested. And again, that one is made in Japan. So I'm actually just going to use this brush for my powder. I'm not going to use like a really big fluffy one. This is the Sigma, it's actually the tapered highlighter F35 brush, but I like it because it gives me a bit more control over where the powder on my face is going to go. So I'm just going to set, I guess, under the eye a bit and the cheeks. I'm just sort of staying within like here though. I'm not going to set, I guess, down there because I don't think I need it down there today. Just on the top of the cheekbones and sort of halfway down the cheeks where the bronzer is going to go. Okay, and for blush, I don't have a new blush to try either or to review, so I'm just going to use an existing one that I've had. That's the Dior Backstage Rosy Glow blush in the shade 001 Pink. So the packaging just says it's a colour awakening universal blush, natural healthy glow. But I'm sure you guys probably have seen this all over Instagram and social media, and it blew up on TikTok as well. That's what it looks like there. So it looks really bright and fluoro pink, but then it's one of those pH products where it changes based on the, I guess, the sort of your skin and the heat of your skin and cheeks. And I'm just going to use my Chanel blush brush to apply that. Hasn't got a number, it just says blush on it. So keeping with today's pink theme, I thought let's just OD on pink and go all out. Why not? I'm not going anywhere today. I'm planning on staying home today. It's the weekend, so I like to experiment with makeup on the weekends. So I hope you guys can see that. It has this most beautiful, just kind of, I don't know how to explain it, yeah, rosy glow, as they say. It definitely does give you like a pink rosy glow to your cheeks. But definitely it's not too much. When you put it on, you can, if you haven't got this blush, you can see when you put it on anyway that it's not too intense. It's not the fluoro colour that it looks in the pan. Definitely. So don't think it is. There's a reason why I guess it's blown up over social media and TikTok and YouTube. So that's the blush. Okay, next moving on to bronzer. So again, this is the Huda Beauty Glowish bronzer. This is the shade 02 Medium, in case you're curious. Again, I've got the box here that it came with, and it just says here Soft Radiance Bronzing Powder, and it just has the same description on the back of the box that the foundation has. Says here again, the love child of Huda Beauty and Wishful, where flawless finish interacts with skin caring ingredients for the ultimate glow up. And then it just says, again, buildable tan, seamless application, velvet finish. So what I'll do is I'll swatch it on my hand for you guys so you can see what it looks like. So that's what the shade that I've got looks like. That's 02 medium. I wanted light, but it wasn't in stock when I bought it online, so I picked up this one instead. So it does, looking at that on my hand, it does look ever so slightly, I guess, orange, not orangey, but yeah, no, it is a little bit orangey, I think. But we'll see what it looks like on the skin. So I'm going to use my Sigma soft angled contour brush to apply that. It is the F23. So as I'm applying it, I can see it's definitely, it is what they say, it does build slowly. And I can feel like my brush is not picking up too much at a time. So it is quite a, like a stiffer formula, if that makes sense. Which is good. So that means that, you know, if you're heavy-handed like me, you won't apply too much as quickly. I'm just going to go around the perimeter of my forehead as well. And the temples as well. Maybe just a little bit over the nose as well, just to match it up. So I can definitely see it, and yeah, it does, to me, it does look a little bit orangey. It's not as, I guess, red or neutral or brown as some other bronzers that I like and use. For example, my absolute favourite bronzer ever is the NARS matte bronzer in Velata. That's what it looks like. So I'll compare the two so you can see what I mean in the pan. So that's the NARS bronzer with the Huda Beauty Glowish bronzer, and I'll show you guys like the difference on the back of my hand in between these two. So I don't know if you guys can see. That is the Huda Beauty Glowish, and that's the NARS matte bronzer in Velata. So you can I think see the difference there. The NARS bronzer is much, I guess, cooler or more neutral and red, and that's a lot warmer and I guess orangey. So I'm not sure what I think about that. I definitely prefer like a more cooler neutral bronzer than an orangey warmer bronzer, but it just depends on personal preference as well. Okay, so moving on to brows. As I mentioned earlier, I've got two new brow products from Kosas. The Brow Pop Dual Action Defining Pencil, they call it, and this is the AirBrow in the shade Taupe. And the pencil is in the shade Taupe as well. So they're both in the colour Taupe. So I've heard good things about the AirBrow, so I'm looking forward to trying that one. This is what the pencil looks like. So spoolie on one end, pretty standard, and then this is the other end. So I don't know if you guys can see, but it's actually like a triangle kind of one. It's not actually like a micro pencil like your Anastasia Beverly Hills is. So, and that's what the, I guess the tip looks like. So it has a thicker, bigger tip. So I normally don't like that style of, I guess, eyebrow pencil, because of course you don't have as much control over those little fine strokes that you want to add. So this would be great for filling in the brow, but sort of creating like hair-like strokes. I would prefer like a micro pencil, or the, I also love the Anastasia brow pen, which is like a felt marker. That's great for hair-like strokes as well. So I'm just going to brush them down. So it's quite stiff, which is good. I prefer a nice stiff brow pencil. So you can really control, I guess, where it goes. The colour's great too. Sort of nice and cool, not warm. I can't stand warm brows. Okay, so that's one brow on with the Kosas brow pencil, so you can see the difference. And that's the second brow done. So, I don't know, the colours may be a little darker than I would normally, I guess, like or use. I typically go for blonde, actually, for brow pencils and brow powders, because I don't like my brows to be any darker than what they already are. I actually prefer them to be, if anything, a little bit lighter. I'm not a fan of dark brows. That's, I guess, it's not too bad. It's not too dark, but I'm used to like a much lighter brow than that. That's just the colour I picked though, so I can always go out and try the lighter one. So this is the brow gel, the AirBrow it's called. Again, that's the shade Taupe I've got. Show you the brush. That's what the brush looks like. And I'll show you just a swatch of like what the Taupe shade looks like on the back of my hand as well. I always find that useful myself when I'm watching other videos. That's what the Taupe AirBrow from Kosas shade looks like. So I guess on the cooler side, which is good. Not too warm, not too cool, just maybe in the middle even. So I think I've got too much product in my brow. So the brush actually applies quite a bit of product. But that's one brow with the Kosas AirBrow. Okay, so that's the brow pomade, brow gel on. Yeah, looks good, I think. It doesn't have like any, you know, really strong hold. So it's not like the Anastasia brow freeze. It's not gonna actually, like, it didn't, I guess, force my hairs up and force them to stay in an upright position. The Kosas AirBrow gel doesn't have the same hold as like your Anastasia, for example, the brow freeze wax, that clear one in the pot that everyone's raving about all the time. So this one here is what it is. So it's not going to do that. If you're expecting it to do that, it's not going to do that. But it does have like, I think it has little fibers in it, which I can actually sort of see. It's sort of fluffing up my brows in a good way and plumping them, if that makes sense. So it definitely does all those things. So if you're after that sort of more like fluffier brow as opposed to like actually like sort of frozen and set upright, then definitely pick up the Kosas AirBrow. Okay, so moving on, I still have to do lashes. I don't have a new mascara, so I'm just going to use my Dior Show mascara. This is the shade 698, and it's actually a brown shade. So I think with all of the pink I've got going on, I'd rather use like a brown versus a black to kind of try and tone down the look. So, you know, black would make it a lot more intense. So I'm going to stick with brown mascara today. And I might do like just an eyeliner. I don't actually think I own a brown liquid liner, so I may even skip liner altogether today and just do mascara. I am going to finish up the eyes now. Just in the interest of time, I'm going to do that off camera, and then I'll be back to finish up the rest of the face. Okay, so mascara is on. I've also curled my lashes as well. And now I'm just going to go back in and do the bottom of the eyes. I'm going to use the same shade that I used in the crease earlier, which is Sugar Savior. So it's that one there, that sort of more muted, soft pink. And I'm just going to apply that to the bottom lash line to match the top. Just going to connect it at the corner as well. I might not go all the way in because I'm just conscious that I don't have very big eyes and it will probably close my eyes a bit. So I'm just going to keep it to the outer third of the eye. Okay, so that's the bottom lash line done. Okay, and now for highlighter. Again, this was the highlighter that I have today. So it's the Jeffree Star Sacred Glass Trio. So there's like, I guess a light sort of pearly shade there that is Pearly Gates. And then we've got Pink Purity and the Glass Slipper, which is like a more of a sort of deeper, I guess, goldy colour. Why not? I think I'm going to use Pink Purity today just for fun because I would never normally wear something like that out. So I'm just going to use actually the this old Real Techniques brush. It hasn't got a number or anything, that's just what it looks like there. And tap into that. I'm going to push quite hard because it's quite stiff, as I was saying before. It's quite a stiff formula. I'm a bit scared. Oh yeah, you can definitely see that. I'm just going to apply it first and then I will blend it out a bit. Wow, it's gorgeous. Like the colour, the shade, the brightness, it is really cool. It'd be great for like a party if you're going to, go to a party, or if you were dressing up, like a dress-up party would be awesome for something like that, or a festival would be good for too, because it's just so like blinding and in your face and pink. Hope you guys can see that. Oh yeah, wow. Blinder. Okay, it's gonna blend that a little bit with my beauty blender just so you can't see any harsh edges of the highlighter or just a big line on my face. That's a bit better. Hopefully I didn't just blend that all the way with the beauty blender sponge. Okay, moving on. Next up, I have some of these Jeffree Star Velvet Traps to play with. I have all the shades that he released as part of the Pink Religion collection. So I'll just insert some swatches of them for you now, and I'll read out the names as well. So I have here Always Faithful. I have Cult of Roses, Pink Religion, Commune Wine, Holy Fashion, Confessional, God's Gift, and the last one is Pink Messiah. So I think today I'm going to use Cult of Roses, which is this one. So it's a nice sort of more soft muted pink, like that eyeshadow that I was using earlier. I'll swatch it on the back of my hand for you. Again, so that's what it looks like. So I'm just going to line my lips first with MAC Oak lip liner. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with that Velvet Trap shade. And I'm actually going to apply that with a brush just for a bit more control over where the colour goes, especially with like bright mattes like this. I like to use a brush. I'm just going to apply like a light layer. I'm not going to make it too opaque because of what's going on with the eyes already. Okay, so the last thing to do is to set my face. I don't have a new setting spray, so I'm just going to use this one. This is the Dior Airflash Radiance Mist Backstage. Again, part of the Backstage collection. So it just says here it is both a primer and setting spray, long-lasting airbrushed radiance. And it says fair to light skin tones as well. Yeah, so the shade is 001. I don't know if that just means translucent though. So it just says here on the bottle, shake vigorously before each use and spray 20 centimeters away from face. I like that one because it doesn't have, it doesn't necessarily make your face like wet. So like the MAC Fix Plus or I guess the Urban Decay All Nighter, they actually like, you know, spray like water on your face, which obviously, you know, until it dries, you know, makes your face feel wet. But that one actually, the Dior one, it's actually like spraying out dry, so if that makes sense. So it's not actually making your face like wet with water, which I kind of like as well. Alright, so that is the finished look. I hope you guys like it. Thanks for tuning in. Let me know down in the comments box below what you think and if you would wear something like this out yourself, or if it's not for you, that's okay too. There's no judgment on this channel. Quick roundup of everything I've used today and tried for the first time. So really enjoyed the Huda Beauty Glowish skin tint. It definitely dries matte, but it has like a glowy sheen even though it's matte, if that makes sense, which I like. I definitely had a harder time with the Danessa Myricks Colorfix Neon Matte cream. That definitely is going to take some practice to get the hang of and get used to. I'm going to give it a few more tries, but just a warning, it was quite tough to sort of work with, I guess. But really enjoyed like the bright color and all the colors that she has in that line. Loved the Jeffree Star Pink Religion eyeshadow palette and highlighter. They are not for the faint-hearted. They really are, you know, intensely pigmented shadows and highlighters, you know, and it's a bit of fun for me because I wouldn't sort of wear this look, I guess, out in the daytime, but it's great to be able to sort of play with these colors and textures at home. I really also enjoyed the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. It definitely, you know, does what it says. It does become sticky in order to help your makeup adhere to your face and keep your makeup in place for longer. I also enjoyed the Tatcha Silk Powder. It definitely is a really lovely, not cakey, you know, sort of finish. Sinks into the skin well and blends well. So I'll definitely be using that a lot more. Also enjoyed the Kosas AirBrow. The pencil, I'm not sure about if that's for me. As I said, I prefer like a micro pencil to get those sort of fine brow-like strokes, but it is a good one if you just want like a really quick one and done kind of thing, just to fill in sparse gaps. Really enjoyed the Kosas AirBrow pomade. It does have little fibers in it, so it does sort of add volume and body to your brows if that's what you're after. The Huda Beauty Glowish Bronzer, I don't know if I like the colour for me. I might try and see if I can get another colour as well to try to see if that's the same or if it's just the shade that I bought. But in terms of the actual application and texture, so the way it applies, I guess that sort of, that more stiff formula and buildable formula, I was really impressed with and really enjoyed. And then the Jeffree Star Velvet Traps. As he says, it's velvet, so it's not as drying as you may think. But I love mattes anyway, so I don't mind that kind of drier texture and dry feeling to the lips. I'm a 90s baby, so I grew up, you know, in that era of 90s makeup where it was all about the matte lip and, you know, the strong brow and the, you know, matte shadows, sort of smokier shades of colours and really brown, you know, lipsticks and things like that. So that's my era and I enjoy that sort of makeup and that look. There was no such thing as, you know, contouring or primer in back then either, so we're talking about, you know, 2003, 04, 05 even, when I was first getting into makeup. Alright, so I'm going to end the video here for today. Thank you guys for watching and tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the content today. If you did, please give it a thumbs up so I know you did, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. It also says here non-commodogene. So I'm going to use my Sigma soft angled contour brush to apply that. Yeah, that little pot of the, what's it called, the clear brow. It hasn't got like any sort of hold like the Anastasia clear brow setter does. Oh.